I really believe that the majority of the travelling public imagine that the sum total of my duties consists of strutting about the platform, starting trains and answering questions, many of which would puzzle the general manager of the line himself. But inside my office there are piles of documents all over the floor. It's this sort of thing, from early morning to dewy eve and often starry midnight. A complaint from some old lady saying she's left her umbrella either in the waiting room or on the bookstall or in a train she travelled on yesterday. She doesn't say which. And will I tell her where it is and send it at once? A notice from the district superintendent asking for full details why the 12:53 was delayed here yesterday. Instructions for submitting plans for ventilating the cloakroom. A pamphlet of new fault signalling arrangements requiring a complete alteration of posting the men. A claim from a local brewery demanding compensation for beer arriving short, and so on. It's never finished. And sometimes I'm sick of it.
Beside a track, not so far from here, 5 bushrangers sat huddled in amongst the trees. For 5 days they'd been there, 5 whole days waiting. And on the 19th of May, 1862, their wait was over. Just a few miles up the track was a 20-year-old Londoner by the name of Henry Nicholas Ludford. Henry was quite the adventurous soul. He and his cousin took the boat to Australia when they were just 15 years old, leaving all of his family behind. He got a job on the mail trains and travelled across the country, taking letters from regional New South Wales to Sydney. Now tonight, things were going as normal, and he didn't know things were about to change. Sometime between midnight and 1 a.m, the sound of a train.
Now!
The bushrangers stepped onto the tracks and into Henry's view. They ordered him to stop and dismount to the train. Being all alone and with no help on hand, young Henry disembarked the train. He could hear by all the clicking that the bushrangers were armed.
Search the coach and collect the mailbags. Sell out.
The bushrangers found 50 to 60 pieces of gold and many letters containing cheques. Their weight was worth it.
Drive off quickly while you're still safe.
Luckily, being held at gunpoint wasn't enough to put Henry off a career with the railway lines. Due to his hard work and commitment, Henry took on a more senior role in 1880 to become the very first station master of a new stop in regional New South Wales. Now, this town had very few buildings and didn't even have a station master house for him to live in. But, ever the adventurer, Henry jumped at the chance. That place